What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. VP Tactical here, and today we are talking about the Cyelee Cat G Pro. And so this is my official review of it. I did an unboxing prior, but I didn't have a chance to get a little more range time behind this as I wanted to before I did my review, and so that's why it took me longer because, well, I want to give you an accurate review to the best of my experience, right? Everyone's experience is going to be different. But that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about the feature set. I want to do a quick recap on that and then also talk about the pros and cons of this particular optic through my lens and my viewpoint. And so, nice little feature. It did come with a optic cover, so hey, I'm glad that they threw that in. That's a nice little bonus. And so, if you happen to find this video helpful, don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. That would certainly mean the world to me. Moving on, so talking a little bit about the optic, Cat G Pro. So the G signifies that this is their green model. It does come in a 3 MOA dot, which of course my iPhone and camera does not want to pick up, at least as far as the clarity and the detail. You can't really see it that sharply. I mean, you can see it obviously in the camera, but it's not actually focusing. Any rate, this particular optic is made for the RMSC or 407K, 507K footprints, and for all intents and purposes, when we're comparing it today, I'm going to be comparing it against the Holosun or Holosun 407K. And so this particular one does feature a shake-awake, motion-deactivated standby, up to 50,000 hours of battery life, IPX7 waterproof, side-mounted battery, which is certainly a plus, parallax-free, and it does feature 8 daytime settings and 2 night vision settings, and those adjustability or adjustment features are here. And so what did I like? What did I not like about this? Well, as far as the optic itself, it held zero just fine. The dot is relatively decent. I do get a little bit of star bursting. Again, it's not going to pick it up here on the camera, but of course, I feel like that happens with a lot of optics, especially as you turn the brightness up, you're going to get a bit of that star bursting. So if you turn it down, then of course, that's going to help alleviate some of that issue. And so, as I mentioned earlier, this comes in 3 MOA dot, but there's actually 2 flavors of the Cat G Pro, aside from the red model. But you get it in a 3 MOA dot, or you can do a 3 MOA dot with a 30 MOA circle around it. So it looks like it has that crosshairs with a little dot in the center of it. Whereas, again, if we're doing our comparison to the 407K only comes in a 6 MOA dot. Very similar features, side-mounted battery, made of aluminum, shake-awake, all that other fun stuff. So price point-wise, I've seen this somewhere around the $190 to $210 range. If you want the upgraded model with that added 30 MOA circle, you're going to be fetching right around about $250. Versus the 407K, which is running right around about $225. So I would say that this is certainly, in that micro field, a very strong competitor to the 407K. So what I do like, again, I like the construction of it. It did hold zero. There wasn't any issues there. My only major feedback with this particular optic was the elevation and windage settings. They were a little mushy, I guess, if you will. I didn't get any real positive clicker feedback when I was making my adjustments. And mind you, I did sight this in at 25 yards. And aside from, like I said, that issue, if you want to call it that, it held zero just fine. No point of impact shifts or anything of that sort. Optic worked great. So I don't have any particular qualms about it. It looks like it is a little bit more rugged than some of its other counterparts. Even the lower end models, of course, which you'd expect, obviously if you're paying a little bit more, you're going to get a little bit of a beefier optic. And so I think that Cyelee knocked it out of the park on this one. And I do think that it is a very good competitor to, like I said, that 407K. Especially if we're considering same price point, very similar features. I guess a lot of it's going to be contingent upon whether you want a 6 MOA dot or whether you want some of the other features like the 3 MOA or the 3 MOA with a 30 MOA circle that's more important to you. So again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you happen to have one of these? I'd be curious to see what everybody else's feedback is on these. It's interesting whenever a new product comes to the market, there's always a lot of naysayers. And, again, there's obvious quality differences between companies, depending upon where the product's made and other factors. But at the same time, too, it could be one of those things where it comes out of left field and next thing you know, this is a very reputable brand in the standpoint that a lot of folks have tried it. It's been around for a long time, but obviously that may come with, well, time, right? So that being said, they did mark this as being purpose-built for duty and professional use. And so I'd be curious, if there's anybody out there that's currently using it for duty use or in any real harsh environment, again, drop that feedback. I'd be very interested to hear what your thoughts are on that. So at any rate, be safe, stay vigilant. Stay tuned for more fun content to come. I got a new gun along with a bunch of other fun stuff that I'm working on for you folks. So happy holidays and Happy Thanksgiving.